My name's Wes Siefkes, and we go by Siefkes Farms, and we live at Adams, Nebraska. On the farm, we just raise corn and soybeans now. We have 1,500 acres in an operation, and usually I spray it twice. Before I got the Apaches, we had a tractor and pull-type sprayer, and I always wanted to go with a self-propel. So I started looking into the self-propel, and they were a little expensive, and I could buy the new Apache for the same price I could buy a used other sprayer. I figured out that what it cost me on the custom application, that I could just about make the payment on the sprayer. Just save enough money on the generic chemicals and the cost of the application that I could make the payment on the sprayer. Years ago, we'd go to a no-till conference in Salina, Kansas, and I seen the Apache sprayer there, and made up my mind someday I was going to own one of those, and because they just looked like a farmer-friendly sprayer and simple to operate. Other brand sprayers, they had the hydraulic wheel motors. I was on a co-op board, and we had problem with those, and they were expensive to replace. And when I seen this Apache with the mechanical drive, it was a whole lot simpler, and I thought a lot easier upkeep. And so then it was right before the end of the year, salesman got a hold of me, and we bought an Apache sprayer. And that was 3 years ago. Started out with a 710 and ran it for 2 years, and wanted to make some changes, wanted a little bit bigger boom, and we put the ultra-glide boom on, and we also have auto steer on here, and so we just go A-B line, and so we go over the terraces at different angles. And on some of the other sprayers with the hydraulic motors, when you go over a terrace and you get the opposite wheels coming off the ground, you get this kick, and the Apache, it just runs right over the top of them. And then with the boom, with the ultra-glide boom, it just takes care of itself. You don't have to worry about it. When I had the pull-type sprayer, it was always easy to, oh, there's not too many weeds there, we can skip that, because it was always, it wasn't near as much fun driving that as it was one of these, because whenever you turned around, you just made you'd run more crop down. And with the Apache, it just, well, it's fun to spray. And so whenever you like doing something, you do a better job. Cost savings on the Apache, like I said, on here we do have the auto steer, and you can't drive that straight normally, and so the overlap, there's no when you get done with the field, if it's 154 acres, you come up with 154 acres. When you get out of the Apache at the end of the day, you don't feel like you've been beat up. It has the air ride seat in it and the big tires. Used to, when I had the pull-type sprayer, it seemed like the tractor wheel was always bouncing or leaning back and forth. And the Apache is so stable out there, and with the ride is, you just don't feel anything. You can go across rows and you never feel it, and the boom just stays level, where with the pull-type sprayer, it seems like the booms are always bouncing, and everything is just smooth. It's a good mutter. We've sprayed in the mud, and it has never bothered. This spring we put in some new tile lines, and they did some fill, and I thought when I hit that, the machine went down, and I thought, oh, we're in trouble now, and it just kept on pulling, and we probably went 50 feet, going 2 foot deep, and it just kept on pulling, and we drove right on through it. I don't feel that the Apache needs a four-wheel drive or a different drive. The two-wheel drive is, I've never hit a spot yet where I've gotten stuck or that it's crawled sideways on a hill or anything like that. It just seemed like it's always, I just haven't had any problem. We farm all fairly close around. My furthest one is about 8 miles away. And I used to bring a truck out to the field and tender it out there. And I farm by myself, so now I'm just driving it home. And it seems like I can drive it home and fill it up faster. And if I had to, because usually when you bring everything out to the field, then you forgot something or you wanted to add something. And so I just drive it home and fill up there and run it down the road again. The rest of my farms are all within 4 miles, and so it's just easier to fold up without having to hire somebody to do the tendering for me and sit in the truck and wait. One of the reasons I was interested in the 715, a lot of the stuff, if I broke a nozzle on it, it's a T-jet, I could run to the local hardware store and get whatever I needed. And the whole machine is simple. There's nothing that I can probably fix on my own. Like the salesman says that we don't have a problem with the machine. He said if there's ever a problem, it's in the electrical side. So far, I haven't had any problem. The only thing we've had on here is since I've got it, we had one loose oil connection when they put the Ultraglide on, and it sprayed a little oil out. And I told the service technician, I said that he missed tightening up a fitting. And he said, well, when I see that guy, I'm going to kick his butt. Well, he was the one that did it. So far, on the maintenance side of it, this machine, only thing I've done is put fuel in it and grease the boom. There's very little maintenance on it. The 710 and the 715 were basically the same machine. The 710 did have a Deere engine in it. This one has a Cummins. This engine seems to have a little bit more power. It's a little quieter running engine. It seems like we've got just a little bit more torque, and it may run just a little bit cheaper on fuel. The machine is, I think, is well built. This year, one day I started out spraying. One day it was nice and still, and decided to spray, and so I sprayed 420 acres. And then after that, I even went and planted 50 acres of beans. That was one of the reasons why I bought a self-propelled sprayer. Whenever the weather's nice, I can fill up and I can go. And if it gets windy, I can shut it off. Or if I go through the field and see something, some different weeds or whatever, you know, I can put something else in it, some different chemical, or I can change the rate a little bit. I think if you had a custom applicator, you'd probably just go through the field, and if you do make any screw-ups, at least you know where they're at, and you can go back later and fix them. This is my second Apache. The first one I just had 2 years, and the money I could trade for a new one because I wanted to put some different things on it. I got real good trade-in value on it, and you know, if you're the money that's involved, yeah, interest counts up. 5 years or so, that a new machine with the hours that have on it may have a lot better trade-in value than one that had a couple thousand hours on it, and then you run it for 5 years and had another couple thousand hours on it. There'd be a lot more value in it. And like I said, this here machine, It does the same job that any other brand would do. So it was just a whole lot better to get into the Apache. I'm real well satisfied with my Apache. We did have a neighbor a couple years ago that was looking for a sprayer, and I told him, I said, look at the Apache. I said, I really like mine, and I said, I've had great service with it. And they went and they bought an Apache, and I have another neighbor that he's seen me running through the field, and he was interested, and he said, boy, I like the way that thing goes through the field. And so, yeah, whoever I see and they ask me about it, I just don't have anything bad to say about the Apache.